All right, so when you kind of digest not only the last game but the three prior, where do you things have to turn here in your mind?
I think just everything. Defensively, our mindsets, offensively be better. I just think losing 4 games, we kind of learn a lot, and I thought we have. So hopefully to change it tomorrow and get a couple wins.
What do you feel like everybody's learned?
I mean, a little bit of adversity. Obviously, this has never happened to at least us in a very long time. I don't think I've ever lost 3 games ever in my life in a row. Like, I'm being serious. I don't think that's ever happened. So for me, it's definitely an experience along with these other guys that are used to winning. So, it's just for us to keep going out there, still putting in time, putting in work, and being confident in our ability and going out there and making plays.
You've always kind of thrived on like anger and angst and things like that as a player. Can this be channeled positively now? Frustration?
Yeah. At the end of the day, I don't think those 4 games we lost, I didn't change anything or there's something that was a lack of. It's just they got the best of us and we don't play our best basketball. And at the end of the day, I'm going to go out there and compete and do what I do best.
What was the players' meeting like? You guys had Trey says he called.
It's just us talking, trying to figure it out.
Would you have expected him to call that last year? Is that a sign of growth for him to take that this year?
For sure. I think all of us knew we probably needed it just to talk and just we lost 4 games, and like I said, it hasn't happened in a very long time. So just for us to try to get back on the same page, and obviously Trey has definitely grown into that, and I think he understands as well that it was needed, and I think it benefited and helped.
Just as you've gone through this, you kind of said already, but you wouldn't change it. How much have you evaluated yourself, more in like the leadership side, just in weathering this and trying to put a stop to it each time? Have you evaluated you and Trey and Fisher, where you're leading the other guys?
Personally, I think I did a great job. I felt like just when stuff happened, I just tried to be quiet and just kind of keep my cool. But at the end of the day, I think what this team needs most is me to communicate and help. And I think it's just how I am. Like, I was just trying to process and think what I could do, what I could say, what actions I could try to, come up with to help. And I just couldn't think of anything during those times we were losing. So I didn't really know what to say. So I think just understanding that and maybe how I looked, it looked negatively. And I look back at that, like, I understand, like, I'm not someone that's down. I'm like, okay, like, I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I'm going to admit, like, I did something wrong, and I think that was wrong for me, and I think I got to do a better job, especially as a leader of this team, and I want to win. So to do that, I got to be better for these guys.
Does losing the Big Ten, does that, obviously it shifts the focus. Do you think that could help just in having a new goal and kind of reestablishing what the season's about?
Yeah, it definitely sucks, and that's obviously our goal every year. But when that gets taken off, we still have 10 other goals that we had. So one gets checked off, we're on to the next. So we're going to win these next 3 games, go into the Big Ten tournament, hopefully win those, and then get into the March Madness and go from there. So.
Has the assist record you're about to break been on your mind at all?
No.
No. How much is that going to mean to you when that happens?
Well, it's an awesome thing to accomplish, and obviously Bruce Parkinson, we're good family friends, right. So there's just little ties and connections there. But at the end of the day, that's my job. So that's what I came here to do, is to make everybody better and get them the ball in positions to be successful. So for me, I just see it as this is what I got recruited to do here.
It's been kind of a foregone conclusion for a long time. You haven't found yourself saying, "Hey, I want this out of the way ASAP" or anything like that.
No. At the end of the day, it's just basketball and just having fun while doing that. I think got away from that and got to get back to that to enjoy these last few weeks.
When you think defensively, January to February, it's been pretty stark, seemingly, what teams have been able to do in the paint against you guys. Everyone says it's fixable. How do you get back to what you were doing?
Us guards got to be better. Not letting the ball get there, keeping our man in front of us, and then I think it really is all mental. I think we're just getting out of place and overthinking stuff too much and letting that affect our play. And I think if we just go back to letting loose, just playing, causing trouble for the other team. I mean, it's going to be really fun for us. So.
You've mentioned some changes defensively. Is that just a game-to-game type of nuance with game plans, or was it something bigger than that you were mentioning?
It's game to game because different teams have different players and different skill sets. So, depending on the skill sets is how we handle that.
Is that something, just being able to let loose? I can imagine that would be more difficult if you're trailing, especially if you're in a losing streak. Is that something where you want some momentum, or some momentum could help you just let loose more on that defensive end?
For sure. I mean, you're definitely a little tense when like the losses, and if something doesn't go your way, it obviously doesn't help. But I mean, I think that's where I got to come in and be a little bit better as a leader, and just saying, like, guys, don't. It's all right. Like, if they hit a couple threes off our post defense, whatever the case is, like, stick with it. Like, teams are gonna make shots and go on runs. It's basketball. That's what it is. So I think just talking to these younger guys, and I think that's the older guys understand, but talking to them as well, and just like, hey, like, let's stay focused. Let's just keep doing what got us to this point, and was successful for the first 3 quarters of the Big Ten. So.